What's up guys, welcome back to Xbox Reforged. Apologies if my voice is a little rough in this video. I've been sick for a few days. This video is already late enough and the show must go on. I can't delay any longer, so we're gonna get through this. Let's go over what we think will be some of our top games, probably the top 12 games come to Game Pass this year. Now of course a lot of games can get canceled, delayed, changed, added, and this list could really vary, and that's why every time we have those announcements, usually twice a month from Xbox on Game Pass, we go more in depth about the games that are actually coming to the service and when they're being released and for where, as far as console, PC, and cloud. So you always want to sub up if you haven't already, and keep an eye out for those videos if you want to help keep track of the Game Pass drops. But with that said, let's go ahead, jump in, and we'll take a look at the 12 games we here at Xbox Reforged are looking forward to hit Game Pass in 2024. Alright, our first game is actually releasing pretty shortly here on January 19th. Depending on when you're watching this video, it may already be out. That's Pow World. This game has actually been garnering some hype over the past few days on Twitter and elsewhere. And Pow World is basically being described as like a Pokemon-style open-world third-person shooter survival crafting game. There's a lot of mechanics in this, but from what everybody's seeing and saying, it looks like it might actually be a pretty fun title, a pretty good title actually, combining a lot of elements we don't typically see together. So I'm actually looking forward to trying this out and seeing what they have in store for us for Pow World. Our second game is going to be Manor Lords, and Manor Lords is like a medieval strategy game with a bunch of city building and tactical battles. There's complex economic systems, social stuff. It's really quite involved and meant to be more of a simulation of that time than anything else, and stick to a lot of apparent like realism and stuff for it there. So a lot of people are probably going to be drawn to this game. I think it's going to be a great one to come over onto Game Pass. I think this one's April 26th, and I think it's also PC only, as to where Pow World might have been console and PC. But as we go forward and we announce these games every week, or every 2 weeks, or when Xbox actually drops these, we'll go over them more in depth of where they're coming out and the dates and everything. But yeah, Manor Lords is definitely an interesting looking title here for 2024, coming out in just a few months. Alright, and third up, we've got Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl, the highly anticipated sequel to Stalker. And this is your first-person horror survival action adventure type game, and it looks quite good. This was originally supposed to come out around December of last year in 2023, and it got pushed back. But it's supposed to come out in 2024. However, we don't have an exact date. So let's hope it doesn't get pushed out anymore, and we'll actually see this thing, like we're expecting, on Game Pass in 2024. Okay, so fourth up is more of an in general, and I'm just going to say Call of Duty. We all know that Call of Duty, Diablo, and these other games are eventually going to make their way to Game Pass since the closing of the Activision Blizzard deal. Now, Phil Spencer did say last year it wasn't happening right away. It would take a few months, so I'm kind of expecting something like a March, April, maybe sooner. We'll see what they do to get all of the Call of Duty games on here that they possibly can, including the new Modern Warfare 3, and then of course be ready for whatever the new Call of Duty game is this year. Later on when it releases, already just go right into Game Pass day one, so we don't have to buy that on PC or console. So definitely looking forward to Microsoft, Xbox bringing the Call of Duty series into Game Pass. Next up, we have Obsidian Entertainment's new game Avowed, and this is one I've actually been excited for quite a while. I will say though, the original trailer versus like this newer trailer kind of dwindled some of my anticipation for the game. I just felt like it looked like a bit of a downgrade when it came to the trailers, but there's a lot that remains to be seen about this game, and I think Obsidian's probably going to do a good job here. I'm looking forward to playing it, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some more gameplay and stuff out of this game, to see what the game visually is really looking like, because the first and second trailers are quite different, but definitely a title we're looking forward to in 2024 on Game Pass. Our sixth game is going to be Senos Saga Hellblade 2, and this is an Unreal Engine 5 game from Ninja Theory, and of course the anticipated sequel to Hellblade. I really enjoyed the first game. I think most people that played through it really enjoyed it. It's also quite a visual showcase. I'm expecting a lot out of Senos Saga Hellblade 2 when it comes out in 2024 on Game Pass. Definitely one of my probably more highly anticipated games this year that I'm looking forward to playing. Next up, we have a co-op beat-em-up from Stoic Studio with Towerborn, and the gameplay on this one actually looks pretty good. I've looked at quite a few videos and was pretty excited to see this announced to coming Game Pass. I really like titles like this that I wouldn't necessarily drop my money on day one when there's so many games out there. But when you go right into Game Pass, I really do like to be able to check out a ton of games and jump in and play. So Towerborn is another one we're looking forward to here in 2024. Our 8th game on this list is Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, and this one actually looks pretty interesting. This is an upcoming action role-playing game by A44 Games and published by Kepler Interactive. The game is set to be released for Windows, PlayStation, Xbox One Series, all that stuff, but it's coming to Game Pass in 2024, day one when it releases, which is really exciting. So many great titles it's looking like for 2024 to be able to check out in Game Pass. Now, I don't know if this game is going to wind up being that great. I hope it doesn't fall into the wayside like Forspoken and Immortals of Avium, which they really didn't do very well. So I'm looking forward to Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Hopefully it will do well this year. Hopefully no delays, and looking forward to this one. Next up, City Skylines 2 for console. Now, this hit PC and Game Pass, but the console version was delayed. I've been playing this game a good bit. I think it's, besides performance, well improved over the first game as far as the mechanics and everything. I actually enjoy the streamlined way that this game is put together versus the first one, but I also like to jump over on my Series X. That's where I played a lot of City Skylines, so I'm really looking forward to finally getting the console release on Game Pass of City Skylines 2 here in 2024. Our 10th game on this list, you gotta put this one on there, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This is an upcoming flight sim from Asobo Studio, same as published the 2020 Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I gotta say I still play that game and I still think it's a visual marvel. It looks fantastic, and I was actually surprised when they announced Flight Simulator 2024, and really from what I've been seeing from the trailers and stuff, it looks good, and I really like all these different activities that are added in there, keeping it realistic to the flight, realistic to the world, but adding in things you would actually be doing, from the farming to putting out the fires and picking up patients, taking them to hospitals, things like that. I don't know. It's really intriguing to me, especially with the graphics of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So really looking forward to this in 2024. Now, next up, we have 33 Immortals. This is a co-op action roguelike for 33 players, and this game looks pretty crazy. I like the idea that it's not just a solo player roguelike, or even maybe the 2-player co-op or 4-player co-op, a 33-player roguelike with this game for 33 Immortals. It's not one I know a lot about, but I do know it's supposed to be coming to Game Pass day one in 2024, and just from the trailers and stuff I've seen, it does look intriguing, so I'm looking forward to trying this one out. And our 12th and final game is going to be the anticipated sequel to Ark 2, and we know this is supposed to be coming over to Game Pass. We actually haven't seen, I don't think, like a very new trailer or a very new video or any information on this game, but it is an Unreal Engine 5 game set to come out in 2024, so we'll see what happens there. I hope it doesn't get delayed or anything. Definitely looking forward to checking out Ark 2. Now, Ark, the original, just really wasn't my thing, but sometimes when they do sequels, they'll add in some features or add some modes that kind of appeal to more people, so I'll be interested to see what they actually do with Ark 2, because I don't really know a lot about it just yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to giving it a shot in Game Pass. Alright guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for now, and I think that's about all my voice can really take on this video. Again, I apologize if I sound pretty rough in this video, but it's already late getting out, and I wanted to get this thing knocked out and put up there. Our 12 games that we're really looking forward to on Game Pass here at Xbox Reforged, and let us know in the comments what you guys are looking forward to playing this year. I think it's going to be a stellar year for Xbox, and we're really looking forward to it. Alright guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video as always. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.